Hey guys, Jeff and Kendra. Time for a little R&R. So last week, I hope you enjoyed it. It was an awesome episode. We're going to call Handling Hots,
Yeah.
where we, basically do a Hot One style interview using Steve Snakesuary's hot sauces, as you can see up there. That time we interviewed Chris and Emily, local breeders of Pacific Northwest. So if you haven't watched that episode, definitely recommend it. It's on YouTube right now. With all that being said, this week we're going to cover a couple different topics. We're going to talk about a kid wanting a state snake, news article about Cambodia releasing some rare turtles back into the wild. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Upcoming reptile shows, US ARC updates. That's going to be a heavy hitter this time. There's a lot going on in regards to US ARC. And then, of course,
to say the least.
What Crocs My Socks, Kendra's favorite segment of the show. And then Fun Fact of the Week. And then our BAMF of the Week, talking about an awesome person who helped save a croc.
Yes.
So, with that being said, let's talk about our first feel-good story of the week. So, there's this kid down in Carterville, Illinois. I know I say down in everywhere.
He means over.
Over.
Because we're in Washington
whatever.
State. Everywhere's either down or over.
My sense of direction's all jacked. But this awesome 12-year-old boy down in Illinois named Gentry was like, hey, there is a state reptile, that's the painted turtle. How about we have an official state snake?
Mm-hmm.
And so he wrote his state representative and his governors about what type of snake he wanted as far as the state snake. And they said, I think it was the fox snake, the Pantheropus vulpinus. I probably said that wrong. I'm sorry. I'm not going to try a second time. But he was like, hey, look, this snake covers over half the state. This would be the perfect candidate. And he was quoted as saying, turtles eat crustaceans, fish, vertebrates, which is an important job for keeping populations down, but it's not as important as snakes eating rodents, because rodents are disease carriers and can cause more issues than fish and crustaceans can. Like,
That's
for a
pretty
12-year-old,
cool.
I'm proud of you, man. Like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And so he's this excited about making things happen locally or about reptiles, and he's writing his representatives.
Yeah, that's a lot of work for a 12-year-old.
Yeah, so, and I think so Severin, which is his state representative.
Yeah, Dave Severin, yeah.
Promised to file a bill on behalf of him to give him a tour of the Capitol if he comes and testifies to have this.
Yeah, to have this changed.
This designation.
Or added, right?
Yeah. So props to you,
Yeah.
Gentry. Good on you, man. I hope that you guys get your state snake. With that being said, tell me about Cambodia.
Well, hold on. I want to talk. Like that's really cool that a 12-year-old kid was like, yeah, this is something that's super important to me. And, like, what 12-year-olds do you know that's, like...
I don't know any. They're mostly
that's
playing
Fortnite.
Call of Duty or something.
Yeah, or doing something stupid online. Yeah.
Definitely not writing their state representatives.
Yeah, definitely not
something.
doing that. So that's pretty freaking cool. I wish, we had more kids out there who were that excited and that enthusiastic about making this isn't necessarily making an impact, but it's bringing awareness that a lot of kids wouldn't bring up.
I mean, kids are the future of the hobby. And
Absolutely.
to see kids seeing them this excited about something, but also seeing them take action. That's incredible. I definitely didn't even think of writing a state representative about anything. I was too busy eating dirt outside, but
that explains a lot.
Okay. But no, this shows a lot of excitement and energy, and I love it. And I want to say props to you, Gentry, because this is awesome.
Yeah.
And I hope it goes through.
That's awesome. Good job.
So,
Good job, bud.
With that being said, let's talk about Cambodia. What happened?
So I'm going to preface this with I'm still getting over COVID, so if I have to cough or sneeze or leave the room because I'm dying...
Deal with it.
Yeah, I'll have Jeff take over. So, with that, we'll get into the Cambodia story about releasing 51 rare turtles back into the wild.
What kind of turtles were these?
So, thank you, Jeffrey, for asking. This is such a great question. Sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth as well, so apologies. This is the Southern River Terrapin, or locally known as the Royal Turtle. I cannot talk today.
The words, they're tremendous.
Yeah, they're really hard when you're dying. So they're called the Royal Turtle, which I thought was really interesting. In this article, they kind of break down a couple of different facts. They got the name Royal Turtle because their eggs were eaten typically by royalty.
Okay.
Because it was a quote-unquote royal delicacy, turtle eggs.
Why do rich people always want to eat the eggs of stuff?
I don't get it.
sophistry.
I like chicken eggs and
do.
quail eggs.
I do
Am I
chicken
royalty? Are we royalty?
King shit.
King shit.
There we go.
Okay. Cool.
No, that's pretty cool, though. I mean, I remember reading out this is they were one of the 25 most endangered tortoises and freshwater turtles in the world.
Yeah, which
So-
blows me away.
The fact that there's a lot of like conservation work going on with them, that's awesome.
Yeah, so the conservation authorities in Cambodia, I think with the help of, who is it? The
Wildlife.
Wildlife Conservation Society, WCS, was able to release 51 of these beautiful specimens back into the wild in last November, which is really cool. So what they ended up doing was actually taking these baby turtles that hatched out on the beach and brought them back into captivity, raised them up for, it says, between 6 and 15 years
Okay.
in captivity.
That's a lot of work.
That's a lot of work. It's a lot of time and dedication.
Yeah.
And then release them back into the wild, into wild populations along the riverbed. So that was really, you're right, that's a lot of dedication.
Yeah, and it shows that here back since they've been started doing this since 2015, and since then they've released 147 southern river terrapins back into their native habitat. That's incredible. So
Yeah.
props to them for that, because, man, these guys were almost thought to be extinct, I'm pretty sure, as what I was reading. So that's
Yeah.
incredible.
So a lot of that due to obviously poaching for the eggs is delicacy, you know. And then habitat loss, deforestation, sand dredging, and then just the traditional bad guy, boogeyman, illegal wildlife trading. So it's really cool that they have these, what they call nest protection programs, where they raise the young turtles in captivity and then re-release them back into the wild. So that's pretty freaking cool. There's a lot of people that were involved in this process, and what does it say? 31 of the 51 were females, and 20 of them were males. So adding more wild females to the population. I'm assuming that they were probably on the older end, as these guys sexually mature at 25. It said.
Yeah, something like 25 years old. So
That's incredible.
That's pretty cool. So I mean, that shows that one, they've released so far 147. So now they're probably going to start producing on their own out there.
Hopefully, that's the plan, right?
Yeah. And I know that they got trackers and everything like that to track their wild behavior and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully they will bring these guys back from, I think they're critically endangered right now.
Something, yeah.
Back to a safe area of, animals out there in the wild. So that's awesome. So congrats to you guys. That's going to be the Wildlife Conservation Society, the Cambodian Fisheries Administration, and the conservation authorities in Cambodia. So congrats, guys. Awesome work. What else we got?
I love stories like that. I absolutely love reading stories like that. So if you're a listener out there and you see stories like this, please send them to us. I just love reading them.
Yes, because this is awesome.
It makes me feel good about humans in
I'm
general.
also mad at humans that we let it get to this point. But
Yeah, absolutely. But if this can help me feel better about humanity, then I will take all the love I can get.
Speaking of love, I love that Daytona is coming up.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Let's talk about our reptile shows. So we just actually purchased our Daytona tickets and booked our room.
Yeah. On that note, sorry to interrupt you. If you're thinking about going to Daytona this year, do it sooner rather than later.
Yes.
What we heard was that there's a secondary event that's happening in the area the same weekend as the Daytona show. So the hotel that I think most people are staying at, the rooms are filling up pretty quickly. So get on that.
Yes, there's a military event or something that's going on.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I had no idea.
I think there was 2 options when we booked our rooms.
Yeah, it went down from 7 to 2 options.
Yeah.
And I was like,
So
oh
definitely
no.
do that, because Daytona is really freaking cool. I mean, you're right there on the beach. Awesome show with awesome variety of reptiles and things like that. Plus, just awesome people. Get to network.
Absolutely.
All the people we talk to every day on the internet, we get to see them,
In person.
So,
And the beach. I don't know if we mentioned that, but vitamin D, the sun.
we don't know what that is in the Washington.
We don't know what that is in Washington
What is
State.
sun?
That's why we reflect in, if you're watching this on YouTube, why our skin reflects, because we're so pale. We're so pale.
But yes, Daytona is August 20th and 21st. Definitely, if you're going to go to a show, I recommend that one, just because the experience is really fun.
I mean, and it's the only one we've been to outside of our state, so until we go to Arlington. Wink, wink. Hint, hint.
soon.
Hopefully.
So that's all the National Reptile Breeders Expos. There's only that one. And then we have the Reptile Super Shows. We have Anaheim in July, San Diego in August, and Las Vegas in September. We're actually thinking about vending Las Vegas, but we'll see.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's Vegas. We got to go.
When did you make this decision?
Just now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, actually, I made it last episode too, but that's okay.
I
And then
thought
the
you were
Pac
joking.
Northwest show, which is Hillsboro. That's going to be in April. I'm super excited about that. That's coming up on us really quick. I mean, like
April
2 months. So.
is around the corner.
And then they actually just added a kind of like a side event, which is at the Newport Discovery Zoo on March 12th. There's a Facebook page about it. It's super awesome.
It's an event through the Newport Discovery Zoo.
Yeah.
So if you are local to Pacific Northwest and or Washington, Oregon, California, if you're interested in going, definitely check it out. It's supposed to be really, really fun. I'm really excited because we get to see a lot of local people.
Yep.
It's for a good cause. There's going to be animals.
And if you have any questions,
fun times and food and drinks.
You can go to the Facebook pages. You can message Jeff Hoffman. He's the one putting it on, I think. Or you can contact the zoo, and they'll have answers for you.
Yeah.
And
So
then
wait, did we say what day that was?
Yeah, I said March 12th. Though.
March 12th. Okay.
Coming up on us pretty quick.
Yeah,
One
right around
month.
the corner, too.
And then following that, there's that Hillsboro Expo. We have the Northwest Reptile Expo in Monroe, Washington. So that's right in our backyard, and it's going to be in May. So if you're local to Washington, definitely recommend that show.
That's always a fun one when it's actually warm outside.
Yeah. It's usually, it's pretty busy out there. But and then we have the NRBC shows. So we have Tinley Park, and that's going to be March, which is coming up on us pretty quick. So if you're going to go to the March show, definitely that's a good one. And then the October show. I think we're going to go to the October show.
Is it the October one we're going to do?
Yeah, because we can't do the March one, but we can do the October. That's going to be fun.
Oh, right.
I think it's the bigger of the two, but I don't know.
Because we're poor. We can't go to
And
both.
then Arlington is going to be actually this weekend. So if you're anywhere near Arlington, Texas, make it out to this Arlington
I'm so
show.
jealous of everyone going to Arlington.
Yeah, Casey was talking about it. He's like, it's supposed to be really big. That U.S. ARG auction is going to be crazy.
I bet it will be. I bet it will be friggin' off the
wall,
hook.
Yeah. I mean, NARBC shows in general, the U.S. ARG auctions always raise a bunch of money.
Yeah,
So
which
I'm
is really
excited about that.
Yeah, and they're just, I guess, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's Texas. Like, Texas is a fun state.
Freedom.
Outside of, like, June, July, and August when it's a billion degrees, but,
Yep.
you know.
But then there's also an Arlington show in September. And then if you're in the Missouri area, you have a show, the NRB show in April and also in November. And then the Schomburg show, which is in July.
Yes.
So if you guys can make it out to a local show, I definitely recommend you do it. If you guys can participate in the U.S. ARG auctions, highly recommend that as well. They're a lot of fun. We always try to throw something in for the U.S. ARG auction if we can, whether it's an animal, product, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I
There's a
have some really good donations for our local ones. They're like not animal related, but they're gonna be fun.
They're going to be a blast.
They're gonna be fun.
So
Watch out, Jeff. I got you.
So with that all being said, let's talk about the most important part of the show this week, which is going to be U.S. ARC. It's going to be a heavy one, but in my opinion, it's definitely the most important thing. If you take away anything, support U.S. ARC.
Yes. To kind of cover that in a gist, if you haven't been living under a rock and you are on some sort of social media platform, I don't know how you would not be if you were watching us currently or listening to us. This week has been kind of a momentous week as far as reptile keeping, breeding, transporting, etc. Exotic, not only reptiles, but the exotic pet trade overall. So, the American, what is it? The America Competes Act of 2022, I don't know what year it is. House Bill HR 4521, for those who are following along, has a Lacey Act Amendment included. Wow, surprise. They snuck something so devious inside of something so good.
Which goes completely against what this act was for. But
exactly. Like yeah, because the competes thing is like an acronym that I can't remember. Creating opportunities for manufacturing preeminence in technology and economic strength. Wow.
What does this do? Harm the economy.
Yeah, that's it. Directly will impact our economy. While it might be small, it will affect us.
So what do these amendments actually do, though? Like, how is this going to affect me as a small and breeder in the Pacific Northwest?
So that's a great question. So this is not only going to affect like reptile keepers, but all exotic animal keepers and businesses. Like I think that's a really big aspect to include here. Is it's not only going to affect just local like breeders, hobbyists, people, enthusiasts who are involved in exotic animal breeding and or keeping. This is going to affect hundreds of thousands of businesses across the U.S.
So if this goes through, which it already went through the House, it's going to the Senate.
Guys, hello, where have we been?
The timeline of this is just, now we all care. Now
Now we're like, oh shit, it passed the House. Well, now we better fucking do something.
Minute, right? But if this goes through, can I buy a snake from somebody in Texas, and they use like ship your reptiles and ship me my
because that business won't exist. The transportation of what they're going to call injurious species, which is a very broad overview, is going to be prohibited, period. And so it strictly states the restriction would include prohibition on interstate travel for what we call injurious species. And this will not only include for if you need to travel across state lines for veterinary care. If you have an educational program and you go across state lines for an exotic animal program,
if you're in the military,
if you're in the military, if you move, like if you move across state lines, this is going to impact you. And this isn't just us people with reptiles and amphibians. This is people with birds. This is people with fish, exotic mammals. I don't know what that exactly entails. I think I heard something about hamsters. Anything besides not a dog or a cat is going to be affected by this, and that blows my mind.
Whatever they decide and deem okay on the white list, which is this list that they're saying is going to be okay, if it's not there, it's going to be considered injurious. So if they don't list your species of little weird gecko that you like, it's going to be considered injurious.
Yeah, it's either allowed or it's not going to be allowed, period. There's going to be no exceptions. Fish and Wildlife is going to come down hard on it because they are the federal agency which is going to be upholding this if this passes our Senate or your local Senate.
And their definition, I don't know if you want to read it for us, actually from the act, but it's very broad. It's not, it's whatever they want to make it, basically.
Yeah, so the amendment states the importation of any species, wild mammals, wild birds, fish, amphibians, or reptiles, or the offspring or eggs of any such species as injurious to human beings, to the interest of agriculture, horticulture, forestry, or to wildlife, or the wildlife resources of the United States. So what does that mean, Jeff?
It means they can put whatever they want on the injurious. They're basically going to put whatever they deem okay on this white list, and everything else is going to be screwed.
Yeah.
So if you have and they can do whatever they want, and I believe they actually get like this special emergency designation to where they can make this stuff effective immediately. Fish and Wildlife.
Fish and Wildlife. Okay.
So Fish and Wildlife will get the authority and use an emergency designation that becomes effective immediately after being published in the Federal Register, unless an extension of no more than 60 days is allowed. Yep. That means no due process, no public input, no hearings, no advance notice. Nothing for injurious listings.
So that blows me away. So we could potentially be tried for a federal crime if we take our pet leopard gecko from California and we move to Oregon. If this passes. Yeah. That's how serious this is, guys. I don't know how else to put, like, it will be a federally...
You break federal law if you travel across state lines with something that is not on the white list.
Yeah.
That's fish, bird, snake, gecko, doesn't matter. If it's not on that white list and you cross state lines, if this passes, you're going to be committing a federal crime.
That blows me away.
And they're being so sneaky about it. This act has over like almost 3,000 pages on it.
Yeah, it's like 2,900 something pages. And what
does this have to do with the Competes Act? Nothing. This is just somebody trying to slide something in and get it passed.
Yeah, and it's in this portion. It's in section 71-102, Lacey Act Amendments. This is on page 1661 through 1665.
Read it. I'm serious. Like this is your hobby. You need to take control of it, take responsibility of it, and act.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what's great about all of this? Oh, and actually, let me stop right before I get ahead of myself.
Kendra, what Crocs your socks?
Thank you.
Let's talk about the most important segment of the day. What Crocs your socks? Who pissed you off this week?
I don't know if it's a specific who, but I think it's a mindset that, for whatever reason, this has now come to light. This has been an issue for a while, for at least a couple weeks now. This is now passed the House. And
it was introduced in March.
Yeah, so a couple months, yeah. This is past the House, and this is now moving on to the Senate. And there are still people out there, exotic animal business owners, people, just regular enthusiasts, regular pet keepers. I'm talking to you, talking to y'all, that continue to this day to not support USARK. And I don't get it. I honestly, like, Jeffrey, can you, like...
How can you be involved in this hobby and not support USARK?
Yeah.
It's completely, I don't know, you're destroying yourself.
Yeah, like and if this passes the Senate and it will become a law.
Your little side business is done.
That we have to abide by. Mm-hmm. And you did nothing. You have no one to blame but yourself. Absolutely. And I just don't know.
And so we actually are going to transition into the fun fact of the week. It is incredibly incredibly easy and free to support USARK.
That's crazy.
And to do something to preserve your rights to keep.
It's free, Jeffrey. It's free.
Free 99.
Free 90 with a capital FREE. It's a free.
So, one, you can go to usark.org and they lay it out for you exactly how you're going to contact your local representatives.
How long does that take?
Senators. We did it in what? It took us a minute or two?
Yeah, like 2 minutes.
It was super easy to find your senators, send off this. They literally write it out for you.
Yeah.
What to say, and they ask you to personalize it a little bit. Mm-hmm. Not that hard. But then you also have the Pet Industry Joint Advisory Council, PJAC, pjac.org, PIJAC.org. We went on their website as well, and literally all you have to do is put your information, your name, your phone number, your email, your address, and they literally write the message out for you, and they find your local representatives, and they send it off to them.
It's so easy, guys. Every state has 2 senators. You need to write 2 emails. You need to make 2 phone calls. You need to write 2 letters.
That's it.
That's it, guys. That's it.
That's the easiest part. And then if you want to do even more, go above and beyond, share it. Share it on your Facebook page. That's also free.
Yeah.
I don't care if you have 10 followers on Instagram. I don't care if you have 1,000, 10,000. Share something so that it gets out there. Contact your local mom and pop shops that might not know about this Lacey Act Amendments being introduced in this Competes Act. It's because, they're not always on Facebook or whatever. So let them know. Get out there and talk to your community members. Let them know how this is going to affect you.
Yeah, because this isn't going to affect Petco and PetSmart.
Probably not.
Who makes most of their money on their dry goods. Exactly. This is going to affect the local exotic reptile store. This is going to directly affect the local aquarium fish store that you have in your city.
Yep.
This will have a direct impact and will shut those businesses down. People will lose their jobs. Like, it's that serious.
So support USARK. You can sign up and become a USARK member on their website and get a shirt. Becoming a paying member. You can contribute to USARK auctions at your local reptile shows. You can contribute with an item. You can, participate in the auction. Yep. Various things. It's not that hard, guys.
The free 99 is you can literally just share it. Just share it with anybody, everybody. Post it on your Facebook feed 4 times a day. I don't care.
So
that's awesome. Just do it.
USARK.org.
Hashtag just do it.
Hashtag just do it now.
do now. Sorry, inside joke.
So, with that being said, all the negative stuff, make sure you take action, please. Yes. Because this is your rights to do it. Take action.
Yeah. I mean, a
12-year-old kid can submit for a state snake, yet you can't share a USARK post? Come on.
On Facebook, Instagram,
you're scrolling through TikTok all freaking day
Twitter.
long. Take 2 seconds out of your day and contact your local representatives. Yeah. It's not that hard, guys. With that being said, though, we do have a badass motherfucker of the week.
Yes.
It's coming out of Indonesia. I think it was Sulawesi. There was a crocodile about 13 feet long.
4 meters for those non-U.S. folks who are listening.
I don't know what that means. Anyways, so this croc had this, was a motorcycle tire
Yes.
That was around its neck for 6 years. 6 years before this tire was around its neck. Locals were very concerned that this croc was going to die, but nobody could capture it. Nobody could capture it and get it off. I think in 2020, that's when they started putting a reward out for people to come out and...
Was it local?
Yeah, it was local. It was the Indonesian government over there.
Really?
Yeah. So,
wow.
But they didn't specify an amount. But nobody captured this thing. So
I missed that part. They even brought an Australian crocodile wrangler to come in, and he couldn't do it.
Oh, an Australian. No, I'm just kidding. So, it was actually a local man named Tilly. So, Tilly, you're our badass motherfucker of the week.
Yeah.
Over a course of 3 weeks and 3 attempts, it took him to capture this croc. He used, ducks and chickens as bait. The first 2 times, the croc got away. He's like, no, I'm not stupid. I've seen this before. I like my little necklace. Anyways, like that. But finally, Tilly was able to capture him and cut the tire off with a saw. So now that croc no longer has that motorcycle tire around its neck. So shout out to you, Tilly. You're a badass motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that you were able to save this croc because that's unnecessary. I mean, it probably just swam into that tire, and then over time it grew and it just got stuck.
Yeah, I wish there was video of him with the capture. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
I think they just had a picture of him with like a bunch of locals, because he was like having the locals like look at it and pet it and blah blah blah.
So here's I'm not gonna say the thing because I don't know the language, but they referred to the croc as crocodile with a tire necklace, and
whatever that is in Indonesian that we can't pronounce.
But Tilly was quoted as saying, "I just can't stand to see animals hurt, even snakes. I will help." So just shout out to you, man. Tilly, you took time out of your day, literally 3 weeks, to go out there and help save this animal that it didn't affect you at all.
Yeah.
So, props to you, man.
Awesome.
With that being said, guys, that's this week's episode. Let us know if there is... there's one more last thing.
Yeah, we have one more update for you guys. So this is going to be released technically tomorrow, but I'm going to say it's going to be February 9th when we drop this. So tonight, February 9th, please tune in to Dave Kaufman's Reptile Adventures YouTube channel. I say this because he is hosting a live discussion event with Phil Goss, the man behind USARK.
Way smarter than us.
Way smarter than us.
Yeah.
And the wonderful freaking power couple that are the owners of VivTech, Ryan and Erica McVeigh, and then obviously Dave himself will be there. So if you guys want to learn more about USARK, if you have questions, if you don't believe us, and you're like, yo, Gendra, y'all are just crazy. You're just taking this.
But that's besides the point.
He is.
If
you guys don't believe us, like and you have you're hesitant about supporting USARK, if you want to know more about it, this is going to be the time to ask your questions. This is going to be the time to tune in 100% because they're going to go over everything.
We need to come together now more than ever.
Yes.
And get our issues, our concerns voiced out there.
Yes.
So they're going to be doing it tonight at
7. So different time zones for different folks to listen in. This is going to be held live on YouTube. So set your notification bells, set a reminder in your phone, your watch, however the hell you get notifications.
Ready.
Yeah, get your questions ready. So it's going to be 7 p.m. Central Standard Time or 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's for us. 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So this is at a good time of the day that you have literally no excuse not to listen in.
Yeah. And another good thing, too, is Reptile Talk with Jeremy and Rob from Nerd.
Oh, heck yeah, man.
They just did a episode where they're talking about it, and I'm pretty sure they're going to do another one getting in more depth with it as well.
Yes.
So
yes.
There's a lot of podcasts out there that you can listen in on and get more information about USARK, or you can just go to the website and read it for yourself.
Yeah. So usark.org.
Support USARK. Do it now. But with that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you guys find any news articles or anything interesting you want us to talk about, send it to us, and we'll make sure we talk about it. Also, if you have any suggestions of people you want to see as our next victim for handling hots with the hot sauces in the interview, then let us know. And we'll try to get them on and see if they'll torture themselves.
Yeah.
And the sauces are pretty good, though, too. So
they're really good, actually. If you don't know who Steve's Snake Shoe... I can't say it. Yeah, that one. The words.
Tremendous.
obviously he's the one that created the hot sauces. They're actually really phenomenal. So if you really like
And
hot
it's for
sauces,
a good cause.
and it's absolutely an amazing cause. All the things that he does, awesome.
Steve, we need more. So we're gonna
Steve, we need more
need to order
flavors,
some more.
sir.
But that being said, guys, we love y'all. We'll see you next week. Take care.